resale has shifted from alternative to essential. And that's exactly the mindset we would like to bring on stage here also today. So let's begin, and I'd like to open with a keynote. So I would like to introduce you Turbo. It's not a brand, it's not a tool. It is a sandbox. It is a living experiment where we test how technology can accelerate sustainability and push creativity. It is even a manifesto for fashion's next operating system, a sandbox from MASJIEN, the Agency for Fashion, Sustainability and Technology, but also a sandbox to show my view as techno-optimist. So building blocks that push impact and purpose. Because today, technology is evolving faster than before. What was taking years today is taking only maybe months, maybe even days. So it's going faster and faster, and tech is changing every day. The same for society and consumers. So I think fashion must evolve along, especially if we want to create a positive impact. So let's not wait. Let's build the plane while flying. So let's make maybe some smart decisions on how to combine the right technology. How to curate your toolbox is actually my main message today. Because design feeds experience, experience feeds data, and data feeds trust. So the output of one layer can become the input of the next. And this way we are building, of course, enhanced results, stacking on top of each other a compound output. So Turbo is not about perfection. I'm not here to tell you which is the best technology to use, which is the best curated toolbox. It's about testing, learning, and iterating in real conditions. Sandbox is a playground, a place to do pilots, a place to do things, a well-designed opportunity to learn together. And don't forget, a sandbox moves faster than strategy decks. As I mentioned, I see myself as a techno-optimist. This means that I truly believe that technology can accelerate sustainability, but also accelerate impact and change. So if done right, I truly believe that the impact of technology can push human action into the right direction with more purpose. But techno-optimism does not mean you have to implement all the tech there is. Technology is not always the solution. It only works well when you align it with strategy. Your company's strategy, your communication strategy, your sustainability goals. Tech is always the accelerator. It is never the goal on its own. It's strategy first, always. So the real power is not in tools. It's how they can be combined and how they reinforce each other. That's where 1 + 1 becomes 3. I see too often that companies do a pilot project on the left and a test on the right. Instead, it's important to think of this curated toolbox. Go for curated selection, strategic tools, one feeding the other, leading to increased results. If you have this compound result, of course, it will have an impact throughout the value chain of a company, or it can even result in a positive impact throughout the life cycle of a product. So let's move from the abstract thinking into some tangible examples. Let's activate Turbo. 3D has become the new norm. We saw it also yesterday in a lot of the talks. It enables a better understanding before a product is actually even physically created. You can make better design decisions, less prototyping, but also how to visualize and better imagine the product. There are so many ways today to implement and use 3D at best, and each have their own advantages and challenges, so choose wisely. Let's have a look at 3DM. They have developed AI tools specifically to design 3D assets and also to initiate interactive experiences. It is like a modern way of creating 3D, and it can be used across platforms. So it's already a perfect example of stacking technology on its own. So for Turbo, we have created a 3D version of our hero red leather jacket. It is from the brand Zeno and Judy, which is a pre-loved iconic Belgian brand from the 90s. And as you can see, it is a tool to visualize, to design, but you can even also co-create with different design teams in real time. Within the same tool, you can also take your design in different settings, different backgrounds. I think we've all known already what the opportunities are here. And then you can see, just by prompting backdrops, you can put your products in different settings and extract it also as digital assets, even for gaming. But with all this AI output, trust is becoming more and more important. So how to implement trust as an infrastructure? Traceability, digital product passports, connected products, these all will enable credibility, transparency, and of course, scalable circularity. Because a product can be so much more than only a physical object. Twintech, for example, a Belgian company, explores how a simple scan can connect a physical product with a structured, accessible information. So building a bridge to the data behind it. For a recent project called Fashion DNA, we have created a digital layer, again, for my red leather jacket. We like to call it a DPP+, because digital product passports are upcoming European regulations, but it can do so much more than purely compliance. If you look at the examples here, what we have made, of course, we are showcasing the basic information, what a jacket is about, but it's also a tool for enriched storytelling. You can embed videos, story of the product and the brand behind it. But you can also add, of course, all the information linked to sustainability. What is the impact of your garment? Following the different regulations, or even go beyond. On top of that, we like to call it a digital vault. You can add whatever you want. We have added AR filters. We have added even a playlist on Spotify to get in the mood. We have added a styling board, how to style your hair wearing this specific jacket. So it is really a creative playground to add whatever you want to get across to your final customer with your product. And then last but not least, it sticks with your product throughout the complete life cycle of your jacket. So of course it can show the repair history, who was wearing it at a certain occasion. And all of this can feed to a loyalty program, because of course this is a perfect bridge from your product also to the second, third, or even fourth consumer wearing this jacket. And as you can see, I am a very big fan of pre-loved, and I'm definitely not the only one. And the rise of pre-loved is very visible everywhere. So making pre-loved a preferred option is definitely important to see if we want to get even a better access to pre-loved. So there are a lot of different opportunities to tap into pre-loved, and this is just one of the examples, which is called the Fashion People. It's actually a system where you can set up your own peer-to-peer platform for your own brand, which looks like your own website. So we have created one for Turbo as well, where you can see that as a brand, you can also sell, for example, older stock goods that have been repaired. But you can also create in the same look and feel a platform for your consumers to sell to each other. And if you think of the benefits that when an item is sold, the seller can choose to do a cash out, or you can also give a store credit, which creates, again, this link with the end consumer. So I think the most important part here is indeed to have maybe the higher spend, but above all, a higher consumer engagement. So you can create a connection with your brand across platforms. Circularity is definitely a #1 goal of a lot of technologies, but of course, we also need to create visibility to drive this circularity. So making pre-love this preferred option, I think it's also important to increase visibility, facilitate access. And this will drive true circularity. So enter Beni and Fia, two new startups. The one on the right is from the daughter of Bill Gates. Everybody remembers that. These are opportunities to search for pre-loved options across platforms. You can enter image, text, even the URL of a new garment, and they will search across platforms for a pre-loved alternative. So again, creating the perfect lead towards new garments that are pre-lived. So if I want to combine my red leather jacket with another Sino and Judy top, I can look across different platforms and have my perfect find on eBay, for example, which has a very easy checkout and is also a trustworthy partner to find your pre-loved goods. So, of course, buying pre-loved is a new ritual, but another one that is on top of everybody's list today is to do a virtual try-on. How can I see if this garment looks good on me? But also, how can I see if it combines with the other garments in my closet already? So enter WearFit. This is another virtual try-on tool that is showcasing how you can wear your garment or accessories in different ways before actually taking this decision to buy a certain piece. So when we implement these try-on solutions, you can see you create, of course, your own avatar to try it on, but then you can also make the combinations. And they also offer the opportunity to do the combination with pre-loved items. It's not only connected to first web shops. So this magical moment of browsing, of choosing, of making decisions is also what makes fashion so exciting. And I think communicating about sustainability, communicating about circularity is also very important that it stays and remains this magical moment. Because in the end, that's also what fashion is about. Because when sustainability is communicated well, it becomes exciting, desirable, and aspirational. So it needs to be more cinema than compliance. So enter Blast. They are an award-winning creative agency from London, specializing in sustainability branding and communications. So they use intelligent creativity and design craft to create powerful design and inspire change. They also always implement technology with purpose. They created the digital Green Carpet Fashion Awards, and they have worked with many fantastic brands, including the German brand Armed Angels. They have developed the complete Turbo identity to get our message across in a very innovative, relevant, and purpose-driven way. The colleague Will is here, so you can always have a talk with him to see what's the impact on your own brand or solution. So implementing all these innovations, all these insights and connection leads to amazing results. So let's have a look together of this compound result. So after years of strategy and research, we wanted a place to test. So at MASJIEN, we focus on fashion, sustainability, and technology. We do this by connecting people, by pushing networks and ecosystems. We always like to go for more education, for inspiration, for making also strategic choices. And Turbo is one of the projects, but also Motor, for example, our digital fashion showcasing, the holographic fashion show Future Front Row, the European Fashion Tech Hub, Future Mode, and all these different machine projects we are working on can also become complementary sandboxes, because change happens through connecting ecosystems. Change happens also through connecting people. And that's why I'm very happy to have all of you together here. But also the people that were working on this project behind the scenes. When you connect all these people together, all these technologies together, you get this compound interest. So with the right strategy, choices, combinations, and over time, I hope the result of 1 + 1 goes beyond 2. So as I said, there is no single right stack or solution that I wanted to share with you all. I wanted to share mainly that it's important to start stacking technology in a very strategic and curated way, one step at a time. Test and adapt. And maybe you will become a techno-optimist the same as me. My name is Ann Claes. Thank you for your attention.